Hello and welcome to Tips and Tricks video number 7, and what I'm going to show you today is how to edit the documentation styles that are included within SAP Workforce Performance Builder. Now you can edit them in a couple of ways. One of the first ways is to find the documentation settings and edit the settings for each individual documentation type. So for example, we could change the fragment number 3 and we could include a table of contents within the standard documentation template. I'll just remove that for now. Or if we want to edit the job help, for example, if I select job help at the moment, as you can see, it has a fragment of a title, it has a fragment of project content, and there's a gap for fragments 2 and 3. So obviously I could change fragment 5 and I could say I would like to add some book pages, process flow, maybe even the revision history of the document. So if I just select that there, and then when I save my work area, then this setting is now applied to any job help documentation that's generated. Now the other way to edit your documentation is to change the actual look and feel of it. Now this is something that you may want to do going forward. So if I just close documentation settings, now it's under adaptable resources, and if I just go into documentation style, as you can see here are the basic templates for all of the documentation. So this is a Word document, so if I just go into standard style, this is the basic documentation template. If I scroll to the base of the screen, as you can see it has the SAP logo in the footer. If I just select the SAP logo, I'll just remove it, and I'm just going to insert my company logo, in this case the Floatdean logo, just at the base of the screen. I'm just going to save once and then just close the document, and now any documentation that's generated using this style will be with my logo at the base of the screen. So if I just close adaptable resources, I'm just going to open my tips and tricks, select my SAP website project, just going to edit it. Okay, it's just a number of quick screens. I'm just going to generate the standard documentation. So if I just select standard documentation, just going to quickly run through the generation process. It's only 101 elements. It's a very small project, so it shouldn't take too long, or 3 or 4 seconds in this case. And it will request if I want to open it, say yes, and it will just open Word. Here's the document, here's the standard template. Obviously I've not made any changes to the fragments or anything, but as you can see at the base of the page there is the Floatdean logo, all nice and added in. So this is a way in which you could edit your company logo onto each of the training documentation template styles that you're going to use. Obviously you can put the logo at the top of the page. Just for the case of this video, I've just placed it at the base of the page. Okay, I'm just going to come out of this project now. So that's the documentation, so that's editing the documentation template itself. If I just go back to settings, I can do it in a couple of ways, but I'll go in via documentation settings and select it again. The other things that you can change within your document, as in the settings, as well as adding fragments, adding new elements into each of the documents, you can also do a number of changes down here. So for example, in screenshots, you can change the quality, you can change the border, so you can add a border to each of the screenshots. Nice to frame the border. If we just select a color as well, you can select, say, a blue border, click on OK. So you want a new border. This is against standard documentation. If I just close that down there, you can go into numbering. In this case, you've got a different series of styles. You can have them framed with brackets, or you can just have a single point next to it instead. I'm just going to save that. So I've made a couple of changes. I'll go back to my SAP website project, go to and select and generate standard documentation again. Once again, it's going to take a few seconds to generate the document. It's got to write the basic elements. Just say yes, I wish to open. Up comes Microsoft Word. And as you can see, the numbers now have points as I selected, and each of my screen images has a nice border around it. So these are just some of the changes you can make to alter your documents, make them look a little bit nicer, just so things are framed and you get a better better look and feel. Okay, so that's tips and tricks number 7. What I'm going to show you in tips and tricks number 8 is how to get these documentation templates into your instant producer. Look forward to seeing you for video 8. Many thanks. Bye-bye.